Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel Without a Wire, where we explore everything home automation. In today's video we'll do another smart bulb review, and in today's video it's the Meross smart bulb. The company is fairly new and was founded in 2016 by experts from Microsoft, Cisco, TP-Link and MediaTek. And it seems like they have quite a fondness for Apple HomeKit, like you would see in the setup later in the video. Also, before we get started, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it would really help to drive the visibility of this video on YouTube. Hi everyone, and welcome back. In today's video we'll take a look at the Meross smart bulb, its features, how the app behaves, how to set it up, and how it integrates into all the home automation platforms. But first, let's have a look at what's on the outside of the box. What? No box. When I ordered this light bulb online, it seems like they are mostly packaged in packages of 2 light bulbs or 4 light bulbs or the like. So when you only order one of these, they normally get shipped without packaging. So without packaging, you can't review what the light bulb is capable of, where it integrates to, how it gets set up. But if I look at the user manual, it does indicate that there's a setup guide or an easy aid guide in the packaging. So from a packaging perspective, it is quite disappointing unless you know what you are looking for. So that said, let's go to the inside of the packaging. This is the inside. So looking at what's on the bulb, it's quite nicely marked. It says it's a Meross bulb. It gives you the model number there. It's a MSL120. And right below that it says it's a A19 Wi-Fi RGB CW OMNI. So what that means simply is that it indicates that it's a Wi-Fi light bulb, which tells you that, hey, I can use this in my smart home. Next to it, the RGB CW stands for colors, red, green and blue, and the C and W stands for cool white and warm white. So already by just looking at the light bulb, you would know that this light bulb would give you different colors. It will give you a warm white, which is a yellowish color to the light, and a cool white, which is a white color to the light. Right below that, it gives some specs in terms of power consumption, and it also gives an indication of brightness, 810 lumens, which is quite bright. And then it gives you the color spectrum for cool and warm white. So warm white will be 2700 kelvins, and it runs up to 6500 kelvins. And then if you turn it, there's some industry markings on it, as well as your Apple HomeKit code, as well as a QR code that you can scan to set up this light bulb in Apple HomeKit, but more on that later. So now that we had a look at what's inside the box and outside the box, which is not much, let's see how to set up this light bulb and how the app supporting this light bulb actually behaves and what features it actually makes available to us when setting up this light bulb. These light bulbs are also available in B22, like the sample I have over here. And you also get the screw-in editions, the E27 as well as a E26 of these light bulbs, which makes it a bonus. But for the purposes of this exercise, I would need a converter because my lamps only supports E27. So let's hook this up and see how it sets up in the app. So let's see how to set up this light bulb. So if you need to reset this light bulb and it's not flashing when you try and set it up, the instruction says that you need to switch it on and off 5 times. So let's do that. And there we go. In the Meross app, I would click on the little plus icon, the right top corner, and I want to set up a light bulb. Let's choose MSL120 series. Go next, and the light bulb just flickered, and go next. Then it brings me to a screen that says non-HomeKit version or HomeKit version. So it gives you an option. I want to go with the HomeKit version, and then it gives you some instructions and where you can scan the QR code or just read in the code that's on the light bulb or the sticker. Let's go next. And it brings up my camera. So let's scan this. Scans. And it connects immediately. Okay, now it's finished setting up. We can set up a room for it. I'll just put up a room. And then you can change the device's name. And then Apple HomeKit is set up and done. And you can actually turn the light on and off. Now that the light is set up in the app and also set up with Apple HomeKit at the same time, let's go into the light bulb and see. So first it will take you to the white light menu. And if you turn the dial there, you can actually change the color to warm and white light to your liking. There's also a color button, and then it gives you all the different colors that you can set the light bulb to. There's teal, blue, let's try red, well that's more pink. There's red, a little bit more red. So yeah, that's the menu inside the light bulb. Let's see what else it gives us for the device. So there's a device name which you can change. There's even a user manual inside the app which gives you everything about the app, how to set it up, about the light bulb, all that kind of stuff, which is quite handy. You can refer to the user manual whenever you like, whenever you get stuck. Then there's a time zone, device time, location, Wi-Fi signal, and so on. Let's go back. Let's go have a look at some of the features of the app. Let's click on the little smart icon at the bottom. It gives you scenes and routines. So I played around with the scenes. You would still need to manually set up a scene, and these are basically just shortcuts to a scene, which is quite disappointing. Many other apps do have presets for their scenes. In the routines menu, when you set up a routine, you can either set up a schedule to set up or to switch on your light and switch off your light at certain times, or you can set an auto off, which seemingly tells the light bulb to switch off if it has been on for a certain amount of time. So from a routine perspective, nothing complex, nothing to be excited about really. So yeah, let's go on. Next icon in the app is forum, and it seems like there's quite a few chats there, and you can participate in the chats and you can get updates about the products that Meross has to offer. Next icon, hot deals. It seems like a sales page, and it just promotes some of their specials and discounts that they have on other devices in their lineup. When you go to user, in the user menu, you have your integrations, which is quite nice. You have your Alexa integration at the top, your Google Assistant, your Smartthings, and Apple HomeKit right there in the app that you can set up from the app itself. Except for Smartthings. I've set up Smartthings, and it actually requires you to set up the integration from the Smartthings app. You can't set it up from the Meross app. Then there's a help menu, some feedback, firmware updates, the widgets. Widget, again, you need to set up the widget and you need to save what you want to do with the big widget. It's the same as your scenes, so it's nothing exciting there. Then you have your settings, where you can have the app vibrate when you interact with the app. You can do forum notifications, hot deal notifications, and so on. And then from there, there's follow us menus for Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. There's even a subscribe toggle switch for marketing material, and then lastly you can rate them on the app. So now that we've gone through the app, let's test the Amazon Alexa integration first. With the Alexa integration, it's actually lightning fast. You tap on Amazon Alexa, it asks you to link, it takes you into the Amazon Alexa app, and from there you just authorize the linkage and you're done. I've timed it, did the integration in under 20 seconds, so it is lightning fast. Now let's have a look at the Google Assistant integration. If I tap on Google Assistant, it says link with Google, and from there you would need to tap on settings, go to the bottom, click on works with Google, search for your specific app, and then it would ask you to agree and link. Obviously I set this up earlier where it asked me to authenticate and do two-factor authentication and all that kind of stuff, and that was just confusing and took a lot of time. And then once it's set up, you just choose your room that you want to run it in, and it is up and running, and I can actually control the light bulb from within Google Assistant. Let's have a look at the Smartthings integration. So from a Smartthings integration, if you tap on Smartthings in the Meross app, it will actually take you to an easy aid guide as to how to set it up in Smartthings. And it would require you to set up the light bulb from within the Smartthings app. So let's go have a look at the Smartthings setup. In the Smartthings app, when you open the app, you tap on the plus sign in the right hand top corner, add device, search by brand, you choose Meross, and from there you set up the light bulb and you link your account, and the light bulb will become available in the Smartthings app for you to control it from there too. It takes quite a while, but it's fairly easy to set up, and I won't rate this as overly complicated. Let's take a look at the IFTTT integration. So once you are logged into the IFTTT site, you can just simply run a search for Meross, and it will bring up the Meross icon. You tap on the icon, and from there it would ask you to connect. Once you click on connect, it would ask you for your Meross app credentials. Once you entered your credentials for the Meross app, you are connected, and it also gives you a few predefined apps that you can already start using for this light bulb. This procedure takes less than a minute and is fairly easy to set up. From a Home Assistant perspective, you would need to set up the Meross integration through Hacks or the Home Assistant Community Store, and from there you search for Meross and you select the Meross integration. Once you found the Meross integration, you would need to download it and wait for it to finish. Thereafter, you would need to restart Home Assistant. Once Home Assistant has restarted, you need to go into Settings, Integrations, and run a search for Meross. This time you would need to choose Meross Cloud IoT. It would ask you for your Meross app credentials, and once you've entered your credentials there, it will set up your Meross integration and you are ready to go. Now that we've reviewed the bulb, its features and the integrations, let's see how it compares to the Bonita Smart Bulb that I reviewed in a previous video. From an unboxing perspective, on the outside of the packaging, I would give it a 2, because the one I ordered came without packaging, and if you look up the packaging online, there's a lot to be desired about the packaging, and it doesn't tell you a lot about the light bulb itself. Looking at inside the box, the light bulb is fairly well marked. It tells you it's a smart bulb, and it also gives you the Apple HomeKit integration on the bulb with the features indicated very briefly. So I would give it a 5 for inside the box. Let's look at physical features. From a features perspective, I would give it a 5 because there's not a lot of features, and those available in the app would need to be set up manually. From a brightness perspective, I would give it an 8 because it is quite bright, on the cool white and warm white side. From an integration perspective, for Alexa integration, I would give it a 10 because it's really easy and it took under 20 seconds to integrate. From a Google perspective, I gave it a 7 because it takes quite a while to set up, and like always, Google would ask you to authenticate your login. Because of Google security protocols, you would need to log in, verify that it's you, even though you are already logged into your Google Home Assistant app. And from there, some of the menus are quite confusing, and it had me running in a loop before I actually got the light bulb set up. From an Home Assistant perspective, I gave it a 5 because this integration is only available through the Home Assistant community store, which means it's not stable, first of all, and secondly, it takes quite a while to set up with a complicated procedure and different naming conventions throughout the setup. From a Smartthings perspective, I gave it a 7 because you need to set it up from the Smartthings app itself. It also took a similar time to the Google setup, so therefore Smartthings gets a 7. From an IFTTT perspective, I would give it an 8. Once again, you need to set it up from within the IFTTT website, and the setup is quite easy from there. From an Apple HomeKit perspective, I gave it a 10 because the Apple HomeKit setup is integrated in the bulb setup for the Meross app, which gives this light bulb 67 out of 100 and puts it in first place so far, competing with the Bonita bulb at 53. From a price perspective, I would classify this light bulb as middle range with a price tag of 325 Rand. That would put it more or less middle range. It's quite expensive for what you get for the light bulb. If you look at the features being offered in the app, it doesn't offer a lot in terms of scenes, and it also doesn't support the previous state where the light bulb would actually stay off after a power failure if it was off before you had a power failure. So when you have a power failure or load shedding, this light bulb will return to an on state, which means that you would need to go back and switch it off. So the previous on state is missing with this light bulb, as well as the scenes and the routines are not really impressive compared to other light bulbs. Which brings me to the things that I like about this light bulb. Firstly, I like it because it has the Apple integration, which probably contributes to the price somewhat. It also comes in a B22, E27 and a E26 adapter connection type. And looking at the integrations in-app, the Alexa and Apple is lightning fast with automated integrations for even Google. Let's take a look at the things I don't like about this light bulb. I was quite disappointed with the features of this light bulb as well as the app, given the price tag. The second thing I didn't like about the light bulb is because I only ordered one, it came without packaging, so there's no information up front on the packaging. And if you go through the user manual, it says there's a setup guide in the packaging, which was obviously missing because I only received the light bulb without packaging. The third thing I didn't like about this light bulb is the integration into Home Assistant, and it took quite a while for me to set it up. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember to like this video and hit subscribe, and also ding that bell icon if you want to get notifications of future content. If you would want to contribute to this channel, you can sign up to the Patreon campaign where these devices would become available at discounted prices once I'm done reviewing the whole range of light bulbs. You can also do a once-off donation at PayPal, and remember, if you want to set up your own home automation or do an automation and don't know how, the email should appear on the screen and also in the video description below. If you would want to show off some of your own automations or have some DIY projects of your own and want to show it off on the channel, you are also welcome to contact me on the same email address. If you are interested to buy some of these devices, I've also left links to where you can find these devices in the video description. What light bulbs are you using and what's your favorites? Please let us know. Leave a comment on the video. Thanks everybody for watching, and see you in the next video.